Hi guys, so today we are going to solve some questions of data sufficiency. Let's move to the first question. Now in data sufficiency, you have to mark any one option out of these five. First option says mark 1 if statement 1 alone but not statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer. Mark 2 if statement 2 alone but not statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer. Mark 3 if both statements together but neither statements alone is sufficient to answer the question. If either statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question, mark 4. Mark 5 if both statements together are not sufficient to answer the question. First question says find the value of B. So there are two statements given to us. So first we will try to check whether the first statement is following or no. If it is following, then well and good. If it is not following, then we'll move to the second statement also. So let's check the first statement. So first statement says AX is equal to BX. Now, can we find out a numerical value of B? No, we cannot find out a numerical value of B. So X and X will get cancelled and we'll be left with A is equal to B. Do we know the value of B? No. Do we know the value of A? No. That means by using first statement, we cannot answer the question. Let's move to the second statement now. Second statement is A is equal to 5. Only if we look at second statement, can we find out what is the value of B? No, we cannot find out the value of B because there is no relation of A and B given to us. Hence, statement 2 is also not giving us the answer. Lastly, what we'll check is, we'll combine both the statements. So after combining both the statements, X and X will get cancelled. I'll get A is equal to B and the value of A is given to us, that is 5. So B will also be 5. Hence we can answer the statement, right? We can answer the question, but be careful. We actually cannot answer this question because what if the value of X is 0? If the value of X is 0, then it will turn everything to 0. So be careful about such things. Don't just cancel out and take out the answer. You have to look for all the possibilities. Hence, even after combining both the statements, we cannot solve the question. We cannot find the answer. Hence, I'll mark answer option 5. The condition over here is one cannot cancel out variables without confirming they are not 0. So we cannot cancel out variables directly. Variables can take any values, including 0. Moving to the next question. If X and Y are two consecutive positive odd integers, find the value of X. Now, again, there are two statements given to us. So let's check by using the first statement. Now, first statement would be true for any two consecutive positive odd integers. It would be true only for consecutive positive odd integers. Otherwise, it won't satisfy. Hence, by using first statement, we cannot find out the answer. Now, this is a redundant data. This is a redundant data. So you don't have to consider the redundant data. So true for any two consecutive positive odd integers. We can find out for any two consecutive positive odd integers. Secondly, let's check out the second statement. So by using second statement, can we find the value of x, y? So let's check. Now, let's try substituting the values. So let's say x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 3. 1 plus 3 the whole square, that's 4 square. 4 square is 16 and it is less than 17. That means it would satisfy. But the value of x can be 1 or 3. Value of y can be 3 or 1. That means there are two possibilities given to us over here. If we are getting two possibilities, we cannot find out the answer. Hence, Statement 2 will also not give us the answer. Now, if any one statement is redundant, you need not check for both the statements together. You can mark directly option 5, that is, data inconsistent or more data is required to answer the question. Moving to the next question. Find the value of x plus y where x and y are integers. By using only first statement, can we find out the value of x into y is equal to 70? Yes. These are the possibilities that we have. Now, we don't want possibilities, we want a definite answer. As we need a definite answer, is there any one possibility that is left? No. We have four possibilities, hence, by using statement 1, individually, we cannot answer. Now let's make use of statement 2. X minus y is equal to 3. Now still, we cannot find out the answer. We cannot find out the value of x and y because x can take many values, y can take many values. So x can be 7, y can be 4, 7 minus 4 is 3. X can be 8, y can be 5, 8 minus 5 is 3. So we would get infinite values. But let's check if we combine, what can we do? So if we combine, we can eliminate the options because now we need x into y as 70 and x minus y as 3. So there's only one possibility left, that is 7 and 10. Now x minus y is equal to 3, so 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. But what if x and y are negative? If they are negative, then we won't get the answer. Then we would have two possibilities. First possibility is 7 and 10. Second possibility is minus 7 and minus 10. Hence, we are still getting two answers. So we cannot answer the question. Hence, you have to be aware of negative variables. If nothing is mentioned about nature of variables, it could be both positive and negative. As you can see in the question, it wasn't mentioned anything. Hence, they can be negative or positive. So option 5 is the answer. Moving to the next question, find the value of x. So there are two linear equations given to us. Now, in case of linear equations, we cannot make use of individual statements and find out the value because there can be many values of x and y that would satisfy the equation. So let's not waste our time by finding the individual options. Let's combine both the equations. Now, if we combine both the equations, we'll solve them simultaneously. So obviously, solving them simultaneously will give us the answer. But there are some exceptions. If you solve these two equations simultaneously, that is, now you'll try to make any one variable equal. So if you make x equal, so x in the second statement is 10.5. What you'll do is you'll try to make 3x as 10.5x. So you'll multiply it by some value. Now, if you multiply it by that same value, by some value, you'll get to know that both the equations are getting cancelled out. So if you multiply the first equation by 3.5, you'll get to know that the first equation is exactly the same as the second one. So if you multiply 3x plus 5y is equal to 10 by 3.5, you will get the exact same equation as it is given in the second option. That is 10.5x plus 17.5 is equal to 35. So everything would get cancelled and we would be left with nothing. Hence, we cannot answer the question. Just because the number of variables and number of equations are same, it doesn't mean you will be able to solve them. So this is an important point to remember. Also be aware of inconsistent and dependent equations. So answer to this question is still 5. Option 5. Moving to the last question. If x and y are real, is x less than y? First statement says y is greater than x square. Second statement says y is greater than 0. Let's check by using the first statement. Can we find if x is less than y? Now, if we take square roots, we can definitely say that x is greater than x. X is less than y. Now, the equation says y is greater than x square. So, if the value of y is greater than the value of x square, it has to be greater than x, right? But what if the values of x and y are between -1 and +1? If the values are 0.5, 0.2, 0.3, then this thing won't follow. In that case, this thing won't follow. So if we take the values between -1 to +1, this won't follow. This will not follow. Hence, first option, first statement is definitely not giving us the definite answer. As you can see in the example, the value of x is 0.5, the value of y is 0.3. So if you do x square, you will get 0.25. If you do 3 square, you will get 0.9. And 0.9 is greater than 0.25. Hence, this won't follow. Correct? 0.3 square will give you 0.09. 0.09 is still less than 0.25. Hence, it won't follow. So, first statement is definitely not giving us the answer. Beware of proper fractions. I repeat, 0.3 square is 0.09. 0.09 is less than 0.25. 0.09 is less than 0.25. Hence, x is greater than y. This is what we are getting. Hence, it is not following. If we check statement 2, y is greater than 0. Through this, how can we find out the comparison between y and x? Because there is no relation of y and x. So how can we find it? Hence, second statement will also not give us the answer. If we combine both these statements, you can observe that statement 2 is a redundant statement. Statement 2 is a redundant statement. Hence, we will not even look for combining them. Numbers behave differently between +1 and -1. Proper fractions as regards in equations. So option 5 will be the answer to this question. Thank you.